What's going on, everybody? It's DL926 here, and woo, man, we got lucky in that one. I thought for sure Cincinnati was going to drive down the field and kick a game-winning field goal against us, but we managed to pull that one out. Somehow, some way, our defense came through, much like they did basically the whole entire game, and they shut down Brandon Allen. They shut down Tyler Boyd. T. Higgins, he got a touchdown, but they shut down Giovanni Bernard, even though he had a couple good runs here and there. And the defense just played lights out, and we owe the whole entire victory basically to the defense. Because when Colt McCoy came into the game, he was extremely ineffective, and I am not looking forward to any more Colt McCoy playing quarterback for this team in the future. But I have a feeling that is what is going to happen. Daniel Jones got hurt early on in the third quarter, with that run up the middle, and it seems as though he's hurt his hamstring, pretty severely. With hamstring injuries and soft tissue injuries, man, those things just do not go away. And I have a feeling this is going to linger with him throughout the remaining parts of the season. And honestly, I don't know exactly when we're going to get him back. I don't see him playing this weekend against Seattle. I mean, we're going to need a prayer from up above for him to be able to play against the Seattle Seahawks. I really don't think it's going to happen. But, I mean, I think the game is at home this week, if I'm not mistaken. I know in my last video I made the mistake of saying the game was in New York this past week against Cincinnati, but it wasn't. It was in Cincinnati. But I'm pretty sure this one against Seattle is in New York. So, I mean, that kind of works for Daniel Jones. But I just think it's going to be extremely tough for him to come back from any kind of hamstring injury in 1 week. I just don't see how that's possible. But, yeah, I mean, the guys that I said we're going to have good games, I mean, they came out and they did work for us. I mean, Wayne Gallman, I think, had like 92 or 93 yards, had a touchdown. Evan Ingram showed up in this one, had a big game. Like I said, tight ends come out and play well against the Cincinnati Bengals, and Evan Ingram put up, 134 yards, and it just had a monster game, a Travis Kelce-like game out of Evan Ingram. Be nice if we can get that out of him every single week, but, stuff like that's not going to happen out of Evan Ingram. He's just not consistent enough, and, he's got his head up his ass most of the time. But, yeah, I mean, we got Seattle this week coming up. I just don't know what to think about that game now that Daniel Jones is most likely not going to be a factor in it, and he's not going to play most likely. We definitely need Darius Slayton to step up. That one ball that Daniel Jones threw him down the left sidelines. I mean, hit him on the fingertips. The rule is if you get your hands on it, you're supposed to come down with the ball. And I mean, that's been the case with Slayton a few times this year. Him and Daniel Jones just haven't been able to connect. Except for that, the first game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, like everything deep that has gone to Darius Slayton that Daniel Jones has thrown, they've just been off. And hopefully they can get it together. When Daniel Jones comes back, and they can play well together. If we're still on this playoff run, that we're on right now. After the Seattle game, I don't know what's going to happen with it. I think we're going to have a very tough time sticking with the Seattle Seahawks offensively. Even though I know this defense is playing well, I don't think we have gone up against anything that Seattle has the ability to throw against us. I mean, it's stopping DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, and now Chris Carson is back. So they have their full array of weapons on that team at their disposal. So our defense definitely has the work cut out for them, especially when the other side of the ball, the offense is probably not going to be able to generate very many points with Colt McCoy at quarterback. I don't mean to come in here and be a Debbie Downer when it comes to this video. I'm just trying to be as real as I possibly can. But, I mean, I would like to tell you something different. But, man, hopefully we get some good news about Daniel Jones. I don't like the way it looks right now, and I don't like the things I've been reading. And like I said, hamstring injuries are nothing to play around with, and they're extremely tough for quarterbacks to come back from. The back leg, I mean, it's his right leg. So, I mean, that's where you push off of is your right leg, and that's how you get all your velocity on the football when you make throws. And if he can't do that, hopefully he only misses 1 game and he's back for the Cardinals game. But, I mean, even 2 weeks to come back from a severe hamstring injury is going to be pushing it. But we got the win. Right now we're in first place. And until this Philly game tonight, I think Seattle will take care of Philly, and we'll still be in first place at the end of the week. So I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, we just got to keep our fingers crossed and hope we can get through this little rough patch, and just hope this defense can continue to carry us, and maybe we'll make it through and actually get to the playoffs. But only time will tell. That's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like always, thank you for checking out my content, and I'll be back with another one, you know, sometime during, you know, midweek. Midweek I'll have some kind of preview for the Giants-Seattle game. So keep your fingers crossed for Daniel Jones. Hopefully everything works out, and he's just a quick healer. So we'll see what happens. You guys take it easy. Have a good night, and I'll see you in the next video. See you. Bye.